My name is Matthew, and when I told my parents I wanted to be a photographer, they dismissed my dream.
A photographer? Why would you ever want to be that when you grow up?
Maddie, why don't you just take over the family business? At least it's a stable job. A photographer? What kind of money will you ever make snapping pictures? It's what I want, Mom, and besides, I don't want to be stuck to my desk looking at numbers.
So, my money is good when you want to buy your little toys and you're eating off my table. But when I want you to take over my accounting firm, it's a boring old job, is it?
No, Dad, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, if accounting isn't good enough for you, then go. Feel free to take pictures of weddings and people's pets. Let's see where it lands you. And you are not taking another penny from me.
They kicked me out of the house, and they withdrew my tuition. I never got to go to my dream school, and never got to study photography. I ended up selling my gadgets to pay for a deposit on an apartment, and after weeks of searching, I finally landed myself a job at the local photography store. We sold cameras, lenses, accessories, and every now and again, we'd get hired to photograph family gatherings, weddings, and birthdays. That was how I learned to photograph people. My boss was tough. He was mean, and he never liked my work. He would make me do stuff that wasn't even in my job description. He would make me clean the store, run him errands like going to pick up and drop off his dry cleaning, and once he even made me go to his house to clean his car. But I was eager to learn all about photography, so I did all of that just so I could come with him to photo shoots and learn the tricks of the trade. One day, he was sick and he couldn't come into work. There was a huge wedding on our schedule, and they had already paid in full for our services, so my boss had no other choice but to send me instead. I did my best, but when the prints came out, my boss yelled at me.
Oh, what do you think you're doing? This is a wedding shoot, not a magazine cover. You totally ruined all of it. I bet you the client's gonna come in here and complain. What are we gonna tell them? Are you gonna refund their payment? Are you gonna ask them to redo their wedding because of the bad job you did? Go pick up my lunch and clean the toilet. That's all you're good for.
At that very moment, the door to the shop opened, and the couple whose wedding I covered came in. I was quivering in my boots. I thought they were going to yell at me too. But then the lady smiled at me and waved when she recognized me. "Hi, sir." "Hi, Matthew."
"We just wanted to drop in about the prints you sent over this morning."
My boss looked at me in annoyance and tutted.
"Yes, I see. I'm so sorry. I wasn't able to personally do your wedding myself, and I promise you, he'll be punished for what he did."
"Punished? Why? We absolutely loved it."
"Yeah, we posted the pics on our Instagram, and it's all everyone's talking about."
"Yeah, they're talking about the photos so much, all my friends want to have their wedding photos done by you guys." My boss put on a fake smile.
"Oh, really? They went viral, didn't you see?"
The guy showed his wife's Instagram account, and when I saw how many likes it had, I was over the moon. I never thought that would happen to me, but ever since then, people came to request me specifically for their shoots. My boss would always try and persuade them to look at his portfolio, but as soon as the customers came into the shop, all they were interested in talking to was me. Of course, he was jealous and bitter about that. But he had no choice. He wanted to make money off of me, and never was the shop's schedule so full. We had weddings and birthdays and engagement shoots almost every day, and they only wanted me. Local TV called me the prodigy photographer, and that really got to my boss. His name or his shop was never even mentioned in the news. So, one day, when a tall, beautiful girl came to the store, he made sure to greet her before she even saw me. He showed off his photos and even gave her a discount if she chose him to do her shoot. But when the girl looked at his photos, her face told us that she was a bit underwhelmed. I heard so much about this place, but these photos, they seem amateurish? I don't know. Maybe I should just look elsewhere." She was about to leave when she caught a glimpse of one of my prints that my boss tried to hide behind the camera equipment. "Oh, wait, what's this? Who shot this?" I knew I had to speak up. "I took that photo, Miss Anna." "You did? Oh, and you know my name?" "Of course. What photographer wouldn't? You're on every fashion magazine's front page." I gave my boss a smirk, and he grumbled. He had no idea who he was talking to. "Oh, you flatter me. But seriously, these photos are divine. You have a great eye. It's a shame it's wasted on this tiny shop. Tell you what, I would like to hire you for a private shoot I'm doing this weekend."
We can't do this weekend. We have a wedding to shoot.
"Oh, you don't have to come. I just want Matthew. I'll double his fee."
No can do. He works for me, so I get to dictate what happens.
"Don't you want your shop to earn more money?"
As I said, lady, our schedule is full. You can try again tomorrow, see if they cancel, and maybe you can book us for Saturday.
Anne raised her eyebrow at my boss, but kept her thoughts to herself. She walked out of there in a flurry. "What wedding? We don't have anything this weekend. Did you know who that was? She's a world-famous supermodel. You just turned away a VIP client."
Shut up! I've had enough of you. With your stupid style and the kind of customers you attract, you've ruined my shop. Instagram this, Instagram that. I don't care how many people you bring into this store. Your taste is dumb, and so are those people. You're ruining my brand. You're ruining my shop's reputation. You are fired. Now get out. You are nothing, and you will never be anything.
I wanted to argue. I wanted to demand the money he owed me for the past month, but I was afraid if I stayed there a second longer, he'd start throwing things at me. So I hightailed it out of there and went back to my apartment. I didn't know what to do. Rent was due and I had no money. So I started setting up at a nearby park, photographing people with my Polaroid and charging them $1 or $2 for it. I made some money, but just enough to get by. One day, I felt a tap on my shoulder. "I've been looking all over for you." I went back to the shop, but that grumpy man said you no longer work there. I told her what happened, and she pitied me. But then she smiled and hugged me. I was so shocked I couldn't help but blush. A supermodel just hugged me. "Well, that's great news." I was confused. I lost my job and was about to become homeless. How was that great news? "Now you can work for me, and nobody's going to complain about your schedule." Anna took me in and made me her personal photographer. That weekend, she had a shoot in Paris, and she took me along on a private jet. She introduced me to the legendary photographers there, and she made me watch them as she took photos of her. Finally, I was able to learn from the masters. My first photo shoot for her was for her Instagram. It was a small project, but the photos came out so well that one very popular fashion magazine in Italy actually reached out to me and asked to buy the photos. After that, my career took off. Wherever Anna went, I went. I documented her career, her life, her runways. I took photos for her in Vogue, Elle, and Vanity Fair. And before long, more and more models wanted me to photograph them. Money poured in from all directions that I was able to get myself a penthouse apartment in New York and London. One day, Anna came to me and kissed me on the cheek. "I'm so proud of you, Maddie, and you have been the best photographer I could ever ask for. But now you have become so successful, you need to spread those wings." Wait, are you saying goodbye to me?" "Yes. The world has seen your talent, and I can't simply keep you for myself anymore. I want you to be the best you can be. And for that to happen, you need to be able to have your freedom. And don't worry about me. I'm retiring from modeling in a couple of years. I found a nice villa in France. I hope you'll visit sometime." I hugged Anna and said goodbye, but she was right. After I put up my own agency, work came in from every part of the globe. A princess from the Emirates even flew me to Dubai just to take photos of her horses. I was in demand. Every magazine wanted me to shoot their cover and editorials. Every influencer, Hollywood star, and royal family wanted me to do their portraits. On one unusually quiet day, my assistant told me that someone was waiting for me at the lobby. It was my old boss. I never did know what happened to him. He knelt the moment he saw me.
Please, I don't know who else to turn to. Ever since you left, my clients went away. They only wanted you to take their photos. I had to sell my shop. I'm so deep in debt. I have nowhere else to go. Please, I'll do anything. Just give me a job."
I couldn't help but feel a bit smug. But I did pity him, so I helped him. See that girl by the desk? She's my assistant. You can be her intern. Fetch her coffee, do her dry cleaning, all that stuff. He wasn't happy about it, but he had no choice. And that's how my boss ended up working for me. Anna and I are still friends. Every summer, I visit her at her villa in France, and we always throw the best parties.